Hey guys, at another cemetery. This is the big Barren Cemetery in Union County, Maynardville, Tennessee. A lot of old graves here. I'm gonna see which way this phone is. Ooh, maybe you can see it better this way. Anyway, I'm gonna walk through this. I'm not gonna walk through the whole one because you can see it's quite a big cemetery. And the reason why we're here today is I have a great-great-grandfather and grandmother that's buried here, and I don't come here very often. This may be the second time I've ever been here, but they're buried here, so I've got to find them again. But here's some names for you. Sweets. There's all kinds of different names, and I'll tell you, there's some old graves in this one too. Like here is Arthur and Melinda Boroff, and there's Cook, and these are some old ones, Boroffs. I'm sorry if I don't get too close. I don't want to make this a very painful long video. There's a shoemate. They passed away in 1899. Here's an old one with the hand pointing up, and it looks like this is a Brogan. 1894 is when they passed away. Charles W. Brogan. Okay. There's another one, another Brogan. They passed away in 1928. Sorry if I'm not getting this correct. I'm trying to get a little better with my camera. This is a really cool stone, if you look at that. Asa Brogan, 1900, they died. Edmondson, here's an Edmondson. It's going to take me a while to find them. Like I said, I think this is my third time of being up here. I see a Nelson, a Smith. There's a Beeler, big one way over there. Norris, Bailey. There's the Edmondson. He died in 1952. Here's an old, pretty cool looking headstone. B.B. Seal, died in 1915. Oh, that's a pretty one. It's got the crown with the cross. Sarah Owsley. She was the wife of B.B. Seal. Died in 1925. Oh, here we go. Here is Enoch Owsley. Company B, 2nd Tennessee Cavalry, CSA. He died in 1863. I guess that's a Civil War soldier. And I'm going to walk on over. Let me get this one right here. This is a Letty Brogan. Okay. Died in 18, looks like 71. Wow. Okay. Now, this is a pretty stone. Mary J. Butcher. Died in 1876. That's a really pretty stone. Looks like somebody may have just recently cleaned it too. And I guess this would be her husband, M.G. Butcher. He was born in 1859. There's no death date on him. And then on this side is Nathan Butcher. Died in 1896. I'll let you see the bottom of it. I hope you guys can see it. Like I said, I'm trying to do a whole lot better on my camera holding. I'm not too good at that. Okay, can't read that one. There's some more Butchers, Dora Butcher, and here's a E.Z. Butcher, died in 1936, member of a Masonic Lodge. I'm gonna see. We got Palmer's. Just shouting some names out. Sweets, Carmen, Cope. Let y'all see around this. This cemetery looks like it's been half mowed. Not too bad. Okay, I think we started right here. Let's go on down here to these older ones. See who they are. They're Sweets. That's a little child. Another Sweet. Over there we have, some more Sweets. A lot of Sweets in this one. Same thing, Sweets. These are getting harder to read. Harder to read. Well, the top of it says Sarah, but I can't tell what the bottom says. We have Hobsons, Fishers, that's another Sweet. Hobson Sweet. Eastwood and Runyon. Eastwood and Runyon. Okay, this one's not that old. Another Hobson. And there's another Hobson right there. Roy and Janice. It's not that old. Robert Sweet. Here's a Masonic emblem of a J.P. Sweet. He died in 1932. That one is, can't read it, so I'm gonna walk on down to this big one down here. We'll see what this one is. I see some Moyers names. This one can't make it out. I hope I've not put my hand over the entire video. Oh wow, these are big ones. Look here. A.L. Brock. Born March 4th, 1813, died April 27th, 1905. And then here is a Sally Broom that was born in 1824 and died in 1855. That's an old one. And that's a big, tall one, too. That's unusual to see them that tall. There's a Cecil Holt. Here's some newer graves here. Pretty stones. Pfeiffer. And Pickler. Here's a French. Mary Emma French. Right down below there is a Scarborough. I think it's Cameron Mitchell. And we have a Robert L. Holt. Robert Lee Holt. And this one is a Russell, R.S. Russell, died, well, born in 1861. It doesn't say when they died. And then Mary Jane Russell, born in 1872, died in 1961. And this side would be Sarah M. Looks like born 1834, died in 1929. And then there's a saying, and I can't make it out. It needs to be cleaned. This one's also a Russell. Mary Jane Russell, 1872 to 1961. And I think that was, yeah, there's nothing else on that one, but you can tell that's a big old marker there. You see some Cooks right here in Woods. Here's an old one here. Cooks. Amanda Needham Cook and Milton Cook. They born 1859, 1858, and 1937, 1948 when they passed away. Let's see. I don't step on a snake. because this part is not mold, but we'll go up here and see if I can see who this is. Memory of Miller. I think the last name is Miller on that one. See if there's one on the other side. Yeah, there's a name, but there's no way of making it out. Get back in the cut grass. Here's some unique little headstones here. You know, one thing I don't see here so far is, yeah, that's Miller's, is a lot of rocks for headstones. This one, I'm going to move that out of the way just a little bit. Cornelia, wife of T.J. Miller. She died in 1914. I like the little pointed ones. Hey, here's a Laws. That's what I am, a Laws. I'm not sure if I'm kin to any of these Lawses here in Maynardville, Union County, but I can look it up. Got a Charles H. and a Roma. He died in 87, she died in 85. Walking over here, we got Phillips. And here's another Laws. Swan D. and Louise. Not very old. Hope you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? And here's some more Millers and Cooks. Bonnie Cook and Goldie Cook. These are pretty stones. Colonel Dixie Milton Miller. Maud Cook Miller. Bartlett Millers. Warwick Thomas, Charles Jr. Thomas. And here's some more Thomases. There's a Reverend Charles Thomas and a Marion E. Thomas. And he has the Masonic Lodge symbol on his. And I guess that would be the Eastern Star for her. Oh, here's a nice big fancy one. It's a Laws. Mackie Laws and Lynn Arley Laws. Cook. Okay. Kind of a little messed up on that one. We have some Kits and Hobsons. Janeway, Sextons. I'm still trying to find my great-great-grandfather. You guys can see some of the names as I walk around. These are not really that old. I'm gonna walk back down where I started and go across the little drive over here. Because I'm pretty sure they're pretty close to our area. Or I'm pretty close to the area where they're at. I've got Carmen's. U.S. Army Special Force 4. You've got that nice and neat. See a Kidwell down there. More Carmen Sweets. Cope. Look at this opening right here. Here's a Beeler. Sarah Beeler that died in 1900. This one is a Beeler. RV, wife of something Beeler. Oh, it just bit me. And I'm gonna walk on up here on this other side now. Like I said I was going to do. So nice one's got a little flagpole. Okay, this man was in Vietnam. Nice little memorial marker there. That's nice. Okay, I'm gonna hit this old one over here. Maybe we'll look up and find it here in a minute. Okay, there is nothing. All right, guys. What's the meaning? I know that each coin represents something. There's a dime and 2 pennies. And this was a soldier, and I can't read the name on it. Looks like, no, I can't read it, sorry. It looks like the last name is Anderson. May have been a Civil War, I'm not sure. But yeah, each coin represents something, like maybe you served with them, same company. Let me know in the comments what each coins represent that people put on the graves of others, you know, that have served. Oh, here's some Flanagans. Whited. It's a pretty stone. I love the old stones. Really, really love the old stones. I'm going down here to this other one here. Okay, Emma Browning. She died in 1902, wife of Brig M. Sharp. It's a pretty white stone. There's somebody talking over there. I think some school kids just got off the bus. Marion Brewer. Died in 1942. There's another brewer, Dorothy. Died in 1918, just a baby, just a year old. There's some newer brewers on down from there, but I'm going to try to hit the old stones if I can. Yeah, like here's a L.A. Brewer. They got the Gates of Heaven and a star, and they died in 1904. And H.R. Strevel died in 1910. There's another F.R. Strevel or Strevel, not sure how they pronounce it, 1904. Some Atkins. That's a newer one. I'm going back up this way and look for another one. Elizabeth Clark. She died in 1905. Melinda Lambden. She died in 1897. And then there's a James Lambden, if I can spell it right, say it right. It's 1888 when they passed away. So yeah, there's some old stones here. Here is Lillian Whited. She died in 1900. And W.S. and Annie Whited. They died in the 30s and 40s. Let's see if I got this one right here. Yeah, Maddie Whited Browning. She died in 1931. And sometimes it pays, guys, to look. Like this one looks like it's new. Sorry, you're getting my... But it looks like it's new, but it's really not. This person died, Mary Ann Browning, in 1911. So people put the stones there, you know, later on for remembrance. Abraham Browning, he died in 1909. He's got a little cool marker. These are some more brewers. I know you're all probably seeing me. Sorry, sun is not at my favor today. These are brewers. Douglas, Christopher Douglas. That's just a baby about a month old. We have some more Brownings over here. And Boruth and Brownings. This one died in 1913, and he was in the Civil War. Let me see if you can see that, if I get my big shadow out of the way. George W. Browning, U.S. Army Civil War, died in 1913. He's got the star. Yeah, the sun's not in my favor on this side, that's for sure. There's a Minnie Keller. She died in 1883. The old one. Got another one. We got a Flanagan, no, Flanagan, I don't know. Keller died in 1890. Oh wow, look at these. Pretty. Tat. Look what a pretty scenery someone did on that one. Well, that's nice. That's really pretty. Let's see. Go on over here. We have a poplin, 1963. Martha Burnett, 1892. Rhoda Burnett, 1883. There's some more Burnett's. That looks old, but it's not. I mean, it looks new, but it really isn't. This Martin B. Burnett was a private Company L, 1st Carter's Tennessee Cavalry, Confederate States Army. If I get out of the way, maybe you can see it better. Sorry, guys. It's got a bug in my glasses. He died in 1899. Civil War. So, yeah. This is a pretty old one. I see a Sizemore. Anybody searching for Sizemore or Hall? See Grub. Goose. Ghost. Sorry, Ghost. I don't mean to butcher you guys' names out there. Sorry if I do. Let's see. Here is a Isaac Evans, 1896 to 1920. Looks like that's a homemade. And there's Moyers, 1916. There's an old one, John Smith, died in 1901. I like this name, America Smith, died in 1890. Okay, here's a James Burnett Jr., World War I, Private U.S. Army, died in 1985. We have, all right, I think I may have come up to some of my family members. So we have a Martha Melvina Shekels from July 4th, 1898 to August 26, 1968. There's a James Dewey Shekels. Can you guys see that, I hope? 1902 to 1981. There's Earl F. Shekels, 1931 to 2001. It's pretty stone. There's a brewer, Mildred Shekels, and I guess she married a brewer. She died in 2011. Here's Clyde G. and Pauline Polly Shekels. Not very, very old. Here's a Shelton, U.S. Army, 1st Tennessee Infantry. Man. Some more Sheltons. Keck. I see some Kecks over there. I'm going to go back over here to this one I missed. Go back up this way. Here's a Miles F. Shekels. And I guess he died in 1972. It don't have his birth date on there. Here's a Marion K. Shekels. I believe that's an uncle of mine, a great uncle. He died in 1941, was born in 1885. Nancy A. Shekels Perry. She died in 1933, that's an aunt. And here's W.B., or no, not W.B., but W. Franklin, so it'd be William Franklin Shekels. He was born July 17th, 1850, and he died June the 6th, 1919. This is his wife, would be his second wife. Alabama, yeah, but they don't have the "buh" on the end of it, so it's Alabama Shekels. And she died in 1916, so that was his second wife. His first wife was a Hunley, and we can't find her anywhere. But we know for sure, because we do have the records, that these Shekels here were not originally buried here. They was moved during the TVA thing for, bringing in Norse down. So they originally were buried in the Browning Cemetery, and I would love to know where it's located, or where it was located. It's underwater now. But yeah, all of these people here were moved by TVA to this cemetery, which happened to a lot of people. And I'm going to tell you something funny about Franklin. I have a picture, so if you're interested, send me a message. I'll send you a picture of him. But he's sitting with Alabama and his family. He just looks so grouchy and hateful. But anyway, he would, and we found the census records where he actually did this, he would go and get prisoners from the jail, and they would work out their time. I guess that would be like an indentured slave, wouldn't it? But anyway, they would work out their time on his farm. And at night, to keep them from running off and, running away, the story was told that he had a special place around under his porch or something. He would lock them up so they wouldn't run away and desert him. But yeah, we do have the census records where he did keep prisoners. I don't know about the porch thing, but that's a great possibility. It's an old one, 18. And then that's a little tidbit of that one. And this one's not that old, just a couple of years old. And then this is my great aunt Cinda Shekels Burnett and her husband James Burnett. She died in 1963, and he died in January of '85. And they all come from like the Sharps Chapel area. So yeah, I sit here and read that he was in World War I. Well, he was one of my great uncles. So I see some Muncies. There's America Smith again. I love a name. I'm gonna walk over here and see what this old one is, and then I'm gonna try to call it a day for that, because like I said, I can't walk through this whole cemetery. It's a big cemetery, kind of spacey. Looks like there's a lot of room though. JTD Smith. He born in 1824 and died in 1898. I would love to be able to find Mary Hunley, which would be my grandmother. The Franklin guy I just talked about would be his first wife. And there's a couple of stories about that too. I think they had 2 or 3 children. I have to look back on my ancestry. I have so much going on in my head. But the first story I heard was she tried to poison him, her and her sister. I know, go figure. And he ran her off, and he kept the kids. I don't know how true that is. But the second story that was told, and I just heard this one pretty recently actually, was he came home from hunting and was hanging up his rifle, and it accidentally went off, and it shot and killed her. And the sad part about it is I went to, at one time or another, visited all these local graveyards. I even went to the records to look her up. I found her mother and father and sisters and brothers. There was another group that was moved. That they was in the grave removal of TVA. I think I see another. Yeah, here's another Civil War guy. Whitaker. No. Barker. W.M. Barker. Sergeant. Died in 1925. 2nd Tennessee. Company E. Anyway, back to Mary. I went everywhere trying to find her tombstone, where she's buried. I mean, she's not buried here. If she was buried without a tombstone. Maybe it's possible that she just had a rock for a tombstone and they didn't move her because they didn't have any record of her. I don't know, but I would like to know the history of that one. I'm trying to look at all of them I can. Here's some Hansards. 1894, 1889. This is an old cemetery. I didn't realize how old it was. Sharps. Hope you guys are seeing this good. I'm going to step over here. I think that's a sharp also. But yeah, they really kind of come in here and settled in the Sharps Chapel area. And once TVA came in, they had to move the graves, and you can go online and find the TVA removal records, which I've done, but still haven't found Mary Huntley. So, I mean, it's just like the woman never existed or disappeared. All right, well, somebody knew where these people were buried. Look what a stone. This was a handmade stone of Fanny Fensel, the wife of Elias. Died in 1839. But she was born in 1779 in Ireland. Can you guys see that? Let me move on. In Ireland. And there's her husband. And, oh wow. Look at that one, guys. Guess that was their, hate to say it, what the stone says, but the truth's the truth. I can't change the past, nobody else can. And we can't help it. Yeah, he must have been a loyal, very cared for servant of theirs to be buried right beside them. I mean, just like I seen where George Washington had a servant that was, you know, very loyal to him also, and just stayed by their side, fought with them, and they was good to them. They wasn't all bad. So, you know, bad things happen to a lot of people, good people, but they wasn't all bad. You know, sometimes people would take in children that didn't have any family. And yes, they may have worked with them and taught them how to work, but they actually gave them a roof over their head too. You know, like I said, not all was bad. Like some people want to go on about it, and I'm not going to go there because it's all such a big aggravating mess and just stirs up a lot of hurt feelings, and we don't want to go there because, you know, we ought to love everybody, right? And what Jesus tells us to do, love our fellow man. Don't matter. And, you know, like I told you before, we can't change the past. The past is the past. Bad things happen to all people, all kinds of people. And bad things are still happening. And, you know, I can really go off track and really throw out some political stuff, but I'm not going to do that on this channel. I guess by listening to me, you might understand. I'm going to take you to our friends over here sitting in the shade. Hey, guys. And I see a baby. Hello. I see another baby pop up. You guys are so pretty. You just taking a break? Yeah, it's cool under the shade, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to bother you, so you guys just keep relaxing. Okay, I'm going to go to just a couple more, and then I'm going to turn this thing off because I'm pretty sure I probably bored you guys to death. Here's I don't know if it's supposed to be